Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with the Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And guess what? Guess what, everybody? Rey is the chosen one, not Anakin.
Oh, is anyone surprised that Disney did this?
Well, it depends on whether or not you consider the Disney sequel trilogy canon, as I do not.
Yeah. Well, imagine that. Disney got control of it and they set out to make it their Star Wars.
Their chosen one, their Skywalker.
Yeah, so I guess that makes a lot more sense now why they ruined Luke when they went so hard to ruin Luke.
Yeah, because they wanted to basically replace Luke and Anakin with their own character, just like they replaced other characters with stand-ins. Vader gets replaced with Kylo Ren, Maz Kanata replaces Yoda, BB-8 replaces R2-D2.
Yeah, that one, I was like, wow.
Clone Emperor replaces the Emperor, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so they flat out said it. One of the production people flat out said that this is what the intention was, which flies directly in the face of what George Lucas himself has said, which is Anakin is the chosen one.
Mm-hmm. Which I made sure that you understood this.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how Daisy Ridley can't understand the backlash.
No, she wouldn't.
She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand why.
She didn't even watch the movies until she started being in them. There was an interview, and they had it was before The Last Jedi. They had a whole panel where they were all on it, and they were playing a game, and they asked about the movies, and she goes, "Well, I really didn't watch them until basically she started doing them with J.J. Abrams." She said she didn't even watch the films up to that point.
Yeah.
So of course she wouldn't get it.
Well, then again, neither did Mark Hamill.
Oh,
there we go. See, you didn't either.
You're so clever.
All right, so this is coming from MovieWeb. I have to give a shout out to The Sorcerer on Twitter, who sent us the Screen Rant version of the story. This one, I like the headline better on MovieWeb. Rey and the Chosen One prophecy. What really happened in the Rise of Skywalker?
Disney should have lived with the original trilogy.
Yeah. So the idea of the Chosen One, of who will bring balance to the Force, is something that has been a prevalent issue in Star Wars. Originally, it was thought to be Anakin.
They said flat out it was Anakin. It was Anakin. The only reason we have Rey is because Disney bought it, and they couldn't stand it unless they had their own person that they could push. They wanted a character they could push and make more money on, and we'll have to share it with George. So they ruined it.
So while there remains some debate over who exactly that figure is, no, George Lucas shut down that debate, there's a strong argument to be made, given what we saw in The Rise of Skywalker, that Rey completed the prophecy.
Oh, bullcrap. Let me guess. Same people white knighting for the other films are on here doing this too.
Yeah, the very argument was put forth by production designer, because the production designer obviously has the final say.
Oh, wait, it's a guy? Oh, we don't have to listen to it then.
Oh, okay.
I'm a woman, and since I'm a woman, I don't have to listen to him because he's a guy. Stop mansplaining me, Rick!
Carter explained that Rey taking on the Skywalker name, coupled with her defeat of her grandfather Palpatine, brought balance to the Force. She is the one who completed the prophecy. Here's what Carter had to say. Here's what he had to say, the production designer. The Episode 1 prophecy was that the Skywalker was somehow going to help balance the Force. They never specifically said it was a Skywalker. Rian Johnson opened Star Wars up to the possibility that if Rey is not a Skywalker by blood, then being the mythological Skywalker is something you can aspire to and achieve in your life, which I think is great.
Okay, so they took the real Skywalker and turned him into a shit show so that it was the mythological idea of being a Skywalker, and she could embrace that where he couldn't.
I bet we could be better Kardashians than the Kardashians.
That's right.
I think we should just move into their big-ass house. It's not only your destiny based upon birth. Maybe the life lesson in this one is that sometimes you have to go beyond what seems like a finite destiny. That's what it is then to be a dreamer and to be a Skywalker.
Oh, God, I'm gonna vomit.
This is a very Disney. Anybody can be a Disney princess. Rey can be the bestest Jedi ever.
I never got this idea when I was a kid watching Star Wars, that it was limited, that only Skywalkers could be, important. It was like, I never got the idea. It's like, you could be a Jedi, there are Jedi out there, and, you could be a Jedi. And it wasn't like everybody could. I mean, there's a set of rules, obviously. Right. But it wasn't like it was some, exclusive club that no one was allowed to be. I never got that vibe. You know what I'm saying?
The vibe I always got, because this is what they tried to, backpedal, because, George Lucas had the midichlorians, all that. The vibe I always got was it was like sports. Some people are just naturally better at sports.
Right, yes.
Not everybody is going to be Michael Jordan, but if you've got a kid that's got talent for basketball, and he practices and he's taught, then he can be a damn good basketball player.
Exactly. But it was never like that. It was limiting. It was never us feeling that they keep trying to make it out like, well, now it's open that anybody can dream and be beyond your destiny. F that. I never thought for a moment when I was a kid that I couldn't be beyond my destiny or couldn't dream what I wanted to do. That's a load of crap. And this whole idea that women have been kept down repeatedly, it is a load of crap also. And it's a slap in the face to the women who stood out and didn't be kept down. Weren't kept down. And it's just like, I'm just tired of this whole, we're going to take it and we're just going to turn it into something else. Now you all can be. It's participation trophy time. Everybody can be, because we want everybody to think they can be, so they buy more shit. But it never, this never was an issue. You know what I mean? They're making issues that weren't there.
Yeah. So the line that Anakin says to Rey in The Rise of Skywalker when they do the montage where all the Jedi are inside of her, that probably is a movie I don't want to see, but all the Jedi are in her. Bring back the balance, Rey, as I did. It was already balanced.
Yes. Disney unbalanced it just to put this woman in to rebalance it. And they made her as Mary Sue as they possibly can, which is their fatal flaw. She could have worked, but they had to push it and make it Disney.
Yeah, that's it. You look at this trilogy, and this trilogy is it's a Disney princess story. Mm-hmm. Basically, we have a girl on her own, but she dreams of being something more. And, she gets to be the bestest. She gets to take on the bad guy and win, and she's the bestest. And all we need are some more talking animals. I guess they kind of have talking animals, the aliens and the
right, because they don't
droids.
Count as actual diversity. Even though people bring that up all the time. Well, you do have diversity. That doesn't count.
Well, BB-8, I guess, would be her little animal friend.
That's right.
Then.
But yeah, that's all this is. It's just like they could have done something with Rey that would have worked. But instead... And it started out okay. I remember The Force Awakens, the first half hour or so, I was like, okay, this is working. And then they had stuck with that, it would have worked. But as soon as they got her on the Falcon, then she knew how to fix it better than Han. They've never been on the ship before, ever. But she knew everything better than everybody. And then I was like, no, I'm out. They set her up that she never earns anything on her own.
No, that's it. And she even gets a hand-me-down name. She gets a hand-me-down lightsaber, hand-me-down ship, hand-me-down Chewie. She doesn't...
Hand-me-down Chewie.
And Chewie's been ridden hard and put away wet at this point.
Chewie stuck with Han because he had a life debt too, and then they became friends. Why the hell did he stick with Rey?
Yeah, I'd just be like, I ain't got time for you, girl. You helped get my friend killed. I'm done. I'm out. Your boyfriend's a crazy mofo. I'm out.
Yeah, it wasn't even supposed to be your boyfriend. I mean, now it's a poster, for bad relationships, toxic relationships right there. They're promoting it.
Bad romance. Somebody needs to do it. They probably already have. They probably did bad romance on YouTube with Rey and Kylo Ren. But, look, people have been arguing whether or not that the prophecy is talking about Rey and not about Anakin. I'm telling you, Disney's going to pull this shit. They're going to pull this. But George Lucas himself has said, As of last year. I don't know how old this interview is, but he flat out said, not that they care what George Lucas thinks, but he flat out said that Anakin is the chosen one. And as far as he's concerned, originally... that storyline, the Anakin storyline, ended with Episode 6. We did not have to bring back the Emperor.
No.
Bring back the Empire.
That was just a desperation play by Disney because they were losing audiences. And they kept... The same media that are now going on about, oh, she's the chosen one, were also the media that was going on about how if you didn't like The Last Jedi, you were a terrible person. And now they're all turning around and saying, oh, look, the scores are really, really bad for The Last Jedi. Maybe The Last Jedi is why people are turned away from Star Wars.
But speaking of backlash... Daisy Ridley doesn't understand why the last movie didn't get a whole lot of love. Because she was feeling the love at Force Awakens when that came out, and when The Last Jedi first came out. She's feeling the love, but now she's not feeling it. She's very, very sad. Mm-hmm. She's very sad. Not that I have anything against Daisy Ridley personally.
No, I have nothing against her.
I mean, she was dealt a pretty shitty hand.
Not as bad as Kelly Marie Tran.
Oh my God, yeah. So this is what she said on the podcast Dragcast. Ridley was candid about how hard it was after The Rise of Skywalker came out and how people were reacting to the film.
Wait, was she not there for The Last Jedi? People thought it was a crap right from the get-go. The Last Jedi, immediately people were mad about it. We're going to not talk about that? No, it's The Rise of Skywalker.
I think some of these celebrities, I think they look at the critical scores because... again, The Rise of Skywalker got hammered on Rotten Tomatoes. okay, compared to The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So she might have looked at that and was like, oh my god, people really hate this. And I don't know how involved these guys are in the day-to-day of, you know, Star Wars. Because, I mean, honestly, if it were me even, I'd be like, yeah, I am not going to spend, because I'll go down a rabbit hole and spend hours and hours and hours trying to figure out what the hell people think about the movie, and I'd just be like, yeah, I'm just turning it off.
Well, what's
like
what we do now
say.
sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes we put videos out, and sometimes we look at the comments, sometimes we don't, because we're just like, this is going to stir up crap. I don't care. So
yeah, it depends. Sometimes, like, a comment will stick out, and it'll be, like, really kind of egregious or whatever, be like, what the hell? But, I mean, literally, if we read everything on Twitter and in comments and whatever, not that we don't, but if we read everything and spent hours reading and responding to everything, we'd never get anything else done.
No, I'm flat out telling you we don't.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sorry, guys. We try to, but there's just too much.
There's a lot. And you get a lot thrown at you. And I'm sure it's the same on a totally different level with somebody like this. It's probably like, you know, do you think she's spending hours out there on YouTube watching videos? No, I don't think so.
No, she's probably on other projects now and everything else.
So this is what she said, though. It's changed film by film, honestly. It's like 98% so amazing. This last film was really tricky. January was not nice, because that's when the blowback happened.
Try being a fan of Star Wars in the last few years.
It was weird. I felt like all this love that we'd sort of been shown the first time around, I was like, where's the love gone?
You're not kissing my ass now? Oh my god!
I watched the documentary, The Making of, this week. It's filled with love, and I think that's the tricky thing when you're part of something that's filled with love, and then people, you know, everyone's entitled to not like something, but it feels like it's changed slightly. I think in general that's because social media and what have you.
We've been saying this! Social media is a big part of it. The media is a big part of it. But you know what? I love it. She's looking at it from a completely different perspective, too. She's looking at it as on the set where they're all buddy-buddy friends, and they're all palling around trying to do this. And they're all, like, I mean, I don't want to be mid-generational, but they're all from a different generation. You know, you have these people constantly going on about boomers. Okay, boomer. But the boomers are the ones who invented everything that you're flipping copying now. Yeah. Like, Star Wars, boomer. Star Trek, boomer. She-Ra, boomers. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that you keep wanting to reboot, that you keep wanting to assimilate, came from the boomers you bitch about. And if it's not boomers, it's like the early Gen Xers. And it's like, you know, so it's a completely different, I want to say generational, but it is. It's a completely different mindset, because now you're in there palling around, like, how we're going to appropriate this. It wasn't like you were the ones inventing it. And you're not coming at it from the position of being a fan. Yeah. The people that are responding to it are coming at it as a position of being a fan. And honestly, these movies don't really fit. The Force Awakens kind of did, even though I still had problems because I already saw it. It's called New Hope. But, you know, The Force Awakens kind of fit. But then it just went completely off the rails with The Last Jedi. And I don't even know about Rise of Skywalker because I haven't even watched it because I don't care enough to watch it at this point. So I'm just saying. Okay, boomer. See, he's you know, this boomer is trying to mansplain about the Chosen One, even though he made all these characters. It's his story, but he's going to mansplain us. Now, this is interesting. They have to bring this up. Well, first, they get in a dig. This is coming from the Mary Sue. Well, imagine that. Mary Sue got in a dig. The reactions to The Rise of Skywalker came more out of fans feeling disappointed with how the series has ended and how characters we've come to love were treated. Yeah, because he treated them pretty badly to elevate new characters by Disney. But to make a new Skywalker. In their case, the Mary Sue, they're upset that they didn't get their ship, probably. Oh, yeah. Whereas when Luke Skywalker was dragged through the mud and the old school fans had a huge issue with it, they were told to shut the hell up. Yeah, they basically took their hero, trampled him down solely, and I'm sorry, solely to raise up this new one and to make Leia a Jedi to train her. That's what it was about. All because there's some idea of not wanting to rely on the previously established extended universe that existed for Star Wars or to play with Palpatine. No, that's not what it is. But you would know. They know that. They're just putting this in there to be assholes. Yeah, there's a difference between talking about a movie you don't like and the toxicity about Kelly Marie Tran. Oh my God, they always bring this up, but this is not what happened. With The Force Awakens, John Boyega, who has been very vocal about the problem, whether he's a target or somebody else. John Boyega was dunking on Disney Star Wars. He got sick of it. He thought some of the choices that were made were shit too. Sorry. But here's what else she said. You know, if I went to a film I didn't like it, I just wouldn't tweet about it. But no, yeah, it's easy to say. That's what they always say when you're the person on it. I just wouldn't say anything. If you can't say nice, don't say anything at all. It's such a conversation. It always has been. I guess now conversations are just more public, so there's stuff I wouldn't have seen, but honestly, trying to scroll through my newsfeed in January and trying not to see Star Wars stuff, I'd see headlines and be like, oh my gosh, this is so upsetting. It's been tricky, but then it's having that thing of, I feel really proud of it, and I'm so thrilled to be part of it, but it's a funny thing. But the thing is the media,
that loved The Last Jedi and loved The Force Awakens, didn't they turn on Daisy Ridley?
They did. They were mad at her because she made the comment that, she kind of thought that the relationship between her and her character Rey and Kylo Ren wasn't something to be, aspired to. She thought it was toxic as well, and thought that wasn't really a relationship to be based on. Oh my God, she got so much crap for that.
So how many of the headlines that she saw that were upsetting were Reylos complaining that they didn't get their ship?
Well, that and the fact that when they did The Last Jedi, they were white knighting so hard for Last Jedi. Yeah. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. Everybody who didn't like it no matter what your argument was, even if it was a valid one, you were just, some terrible person. So basically she likes to surround herself with things that tell her she's wonderful, is what it sounds like. And then when there's things that bring up criticisms, which of course the media brought up tons of criticism for The Rise of Skywalker because they were mad they undid The Last Jedi. Which is why the scores were so weird too. I mean, that's exactly why the critical scores were bad. Yeah. Because they undid The Last Jedi that they've been championing for years. And so it sounds to me like, oh no, I saw bad news. Oh my God. I mean, I get it. It would make me upset too, but
yeah,
part of the job.
Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of a blow to go from being on this high of like everybody loves everything I do to like you can't do anything right, but. Again, you can't blame Daisy Ridley, blame the shitty choices at Lucasfilm.
You can't blame the actors, never. It's not their fault.
No, sometimes they go out and sometimes they're totally shitty people.
Right, I mean, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about like Brie Larson and her mouth. I'm talking about
Brie Larson and her mouth.
I'm talking about the actors playing characters. People are getting upset, but it's not the actor's fault. That's how it was written and they were told to play it.
Yeah. Wow, this site sounds legit. Trending news buzz. But anyway, everybody's talking about this now, probably because it's out on Blu-ray. They're talking about, I think yesterday, I read was Daisy Ridley's birthday or something.
Yeah.
So everybody was... So Daisy Ridley was trending. The Rise of Skywalker was trending. So
you have to write articles about it.
So we have to write articles about it. And we have to dig up the art book, which has actually been out for a while now. Mm-hmm. And just to whack the beehive to get that sweet ad revenue.
That's right.
Rolling.
What's left of it.
What's left of it, yeah. We're going to be following that too, because there's layoffs coming, guys. Lots of layoffs. Some of these sites might not survive.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're going to wrap this up?
Yeah, I just can't wrap my head around this.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.